Hello Virgo friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Virgo December 2025 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This month, although it's the wrap up for 2025, you will start to feel the newness of 2026 opening up because we will be getting back into those open stars, free from personal planet retrogrades halfway through the month. You will be feeling that push forward. This is a month of general optimism and excitement and very, 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 very busy. Very, very busy month. We've got a ton of Sagittarius energy. We'll talk about what that means specifically for Virgo, but it is an upward spiral, so you will be able to move the things you're working on along a continuum and have a lot of diversity in your experience at this time. This is for you if Virgo is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Virgo placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. Very late degree Virgo friends, so birthdays like September 15th through the rest of the sign, or 23-degree Virgo placements through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Libra report, as your very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. Okay, so two quick admin notes before we dive into the astrological weather for this month and the end of this year. The first thing is that I am going to give you some important dates, but if you want more, grab my free December star report at anniehelpsyou.com, where I go through all of the sweet dates and all the salty dates of the month so you can mark your calendar, and I go into lots of details about my favorite and the worst of the worst and the best of the best so that you know what you're getting yourself into. But I will give you some dates to note, so have your calendar nearby. The second thing is that if you want to learn astrology, I have an epic Black Friday promo where I'm giving away almost every promo that I've ever given away over the last 10 years and in this one promo. So November 20th through the rest of November for Black Friday celebration, when you register for my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Certification course, you will get well over $2,000 worth of free promo. So act now if you've been wanting to take this course. If you want to learn astrology to help yourself, your friends, your family, or to do it professionally, I can teach you how. So go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com. Okay, so let's get into this now. Let's talk about a very important date. It is in the middle of the month, and there is something we're going to talk about for as a sooner date, but this is going to set the pace for the whole month for you to understand this. Okay, so December 17th, we are free from the personal planet retrograde post-shadow period of Mercury. So in November, it was a very, very retrograde month. If you haven't listened to my report, you can go back and understand that more. And if you follow my tidal analogies, then you will know that November was a time where it was best for you to wait on the shore and see what the tides brought into you. Because when you try to act or push or launch something forward with incoming tides, you're working against the natural rhythms and it ends in frustration. While there are many things that you can do in that time that work with those rhythms, things still get very, here and now, right in front of you, dealing with the greasy or the squeaky wheel, grease the squeaky wheels that are around you. But now this is going to start changing. So every day we get into December, we're getting out of that retrograde energy. And as of December 17th, we are free and clear until February 12th. So this is the last open window of December 2025. It's the first open window of 2026. Our second half of 2026 is going to be very much covered in retrograde energy because we do have Venus retrograde cycle then. So these open windows are going to be very important to strategize with. If you want to make big decisions, big purchases, big sales, big moves, big job changes, launching your career, launching your book, launching your, podcast, bringing something out into the world that you want to go far and wide for a long period of time, this month is activating that time, especially as we get to mid-month and on. Also great for forward movement mid-month is these Sag planets, which we'll still talk about what these Sag planets mean, but I just want to jump ahead a second, that they will start moving into Capricorn, which is a fellow Earth sign, which is all about being productive and effective and bringing ideas into material form. So you'll have the grand ideas with all the Sag energy this month, the vision, and then the impetus to do something with it and to ground it into form, plus the discernment to weed through all of the options that may be coming in or that you may be considering to ground into what you're going to actually put your power behind. All right, so that is a very, very important thing to know about this month. The month is split in half as far as the energy. Will feel it starting to build with forward movement. It will be easier for you to plan parties, events, important ones, just regular scheduling mid-month on. All right. But at least I can say for this month, as we are out of Mercury retrograde officially November 29th, but the beginning part of the month is still pretty murky with it. So you'll be feeling you're like shedding that Mercury retrograde cloak, and the clarity will start to come in. All right, let's talk more about Sagittarius energy. Mercury will get to Sag, Venus is there, Black Moon Lilith, the Sun, the Moon, Juno, and the new moon at 28 degrees of Sag on December 19th. Are all bringing this optimism, this creative solution orientedness, this bigger picture, this sage on the mountain looking at the broader view, broadening of horizons, expanding your learning, languages, culture, international travel, international business, immigration, writing, teaching, speaking, learning benders, teaching benders. If you want to launch something where you're teaching, this energy is fantastic. So you will see it. Now, it is a fire sign and you are an earth sign. You have much more to you than just your Virgo placement, because I always like to think of us as all of the zodiac signs as ingredients in a person pie, and we all have all of the signs within us, but just in a different ratio. Okay, so you are more than just your Virgo placement, but we're looking at this through the lens of your Virgo placements. And from that perspective, this is a little bit disorganized and all over the place, especially for the first half of the month, because it's in this spiral motion that is all over the place, and you are trying to get things organized and trying to get things oriented, and you will be spinning. Even the full moon in the days around December 4th at 13 degrees of Gemini, that's also this upward spiral energy. So it's very expansive. It's very all over the place. It's very social. It's very gregarious. So you will be feeling that. And for Virgo placements, both of these points, the Gemini and the Sag points, are making a 90-degree angle for you. This is the angle that has the pressure that makes the diamonds, but it does have the pressure. So you may be birthing something now. You may be birthing the perfect family holiday experience. You may be birthing a baby. You may be birthing a creative project. There's something that you're exerting pressure to bring out at this time. And it could be good pressure, good pressure that is productive, that's getting you something that you want. But there is also the chance that the sectors of home and family and housing and work, career, employment, or your place out in the world, for those of you who are not, who are retired, just your outside in the world projects, there are pressure points for those arenas at this time, for better and worse. So hopefully this is moving towards something positive for you, but just to give you a heads up, there may be some things brewing that have to be dealt with as well. Okay, if you have to deal with family things that have been swept under the rug, the Mercury retrograde may have brought this stuff out, and now you can start to get to the healing and the resolution. If you're trying to buy a house or sell a house or move or get a tenant or something like that, something with your ancestry, something with your family, your kids, this is all shining brightly at this time. And maybe it is just that you're busy with the season and that's what the pressure is, and that it's all good. This full moon, it's really the first whole week of December. You'll be feeling this full moon, fullness, completion, fruition, possibly drama, coming to the energy of Gemini, which is all of the rest of your relatives, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, something coming in, some information, something being elucidated. During that time, it gets strongest around the 4th, but you'll feel it building and then sort of waning in that first week. Now, specifically for Virgo, this is accentuating this work house, this career house, this employment house, this passion project house that has nothing to do with money possibly, but could just be something that you're trying to do with your energy out in the world. Finances may not be involved in it. So there's something coming to elucidation there. Maybe you are launching something. Maybe you are, deciding something. Maybe something is coming to light. Maybe a mystery or something hidden is coming out. But those energy points are very, very strong. And you will very likely see something notable that happens at that time, which is around the first week of the month. Okay, so as the month progresses, these planets will start moving into Capricorn. They'll join Vesta and Estrella. And these will start making these amazing trines. The most fabulous aspect in all of astrology for you is when planets move in the same configuration as your elements. They make this beautiful angle where harmony and unity and ease and gifts come in super easy ways. So there will be this change over, like I said before, from idea into form, from options into discernment and narrowing down. This month will progress in that way, and that will help you take your ideas and start to really do something with them. And this is a trend that will continue into January and into the new year. And as I said before, you will actually experience this newness and feel this openness and feel things being wrapped up and getting ready for the new as this month progresses. So it's really cool when that happens, because sometimes we're kind of in a retrograde when we're going into the new year, and then it doesn't really feel like a new year, and we're sort of like very dreary and covered in that energy. But that is not this year, so it's perfect timing. Now, if you are a holiday shopper, late holiday shopping may be a little better this year, unless you're getting in super early, like unless you did it before October 21st, when we started to get into the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. Sometimes buying gifts when Mercury's in retrograde or the shadow periods make it more likely that people won't like it, that it won't show up, that it'll be broken, that something else will happen, that they'll get two of them, one from someone else. So as December progresses, we're getting more out of that energy of the retrograde. So it does favor sort of getting gifts a little bit more last minute, unless there's something specific that you know that you have to buy early because it takes a long time to deliver. That's something to consider. Capricorn is all about business. It's about discipline. It's about climbing the mountain and accomplishments. And that is where we're stepping into. It's a really glorious time of the year for Virgo because of the angle that it makes for you, but also these Capricorn planets will flood your fifth house of joy and childlike exuberance, your inner child, also your children, if you have children or working with children, creativity, anything having to do with leadership or where you're being seen, like athleticism or fashion or theater or something, singing, something, dancing, where you're on the stage and people are looking at you. Basically, your talents being revealed and seen. So you might start to bring your hobby into where you're earning money, or you might start bringing your hobby into where it's being seen. And you might also be working on some bucket list projects, either for travel or just for accomplishments. This is a really great time to take classes on things that you are interested in. The Sag energy rules this education, and the Capricorn energy rules taking action on those ideas or those desires. So it's a really nice combination, especially as the month progresses. We get the best of both of these worlds. I always like to describe the fifth house, or the energy of Leo, as the things that make you feel like you're rising up towards the sun, like a sunflower, and all of your cells are lifting with joy. And that is what this is like. So you're getting to put your power behind your passion at this time. And that's very, very exciting. We have a series of fire trines happening this month as these Sag energies come and make these beautiful angles to all of the fire that is already in Aries. Ceres, this is a shorter term one, we won't look at that. Chiron and Eris are there long term. So as all of these planets move towards the end of Sagittarius, they're making these trines with these very, far out planets. Eris is a dwarf planet, new discovery, harbinger of our time. Chiron, the wounded healer. So having nice angles to these pretty deep and sometimes pretty messy planets, having nice angles to them can help to smooth over messes from the past, can bring true healing, can bring enlightenment, can bring ascension and transcendence. And this is specifically happening for Virgo in the fourth house of home and family and ancestry, and the eighth house, which is other people's money and estate planning and borrowing money, loaning money, family money, business money, government money, inheritances, lottery winnings, findings, investments. So in the stars, there is this natural energy between the Aries of independence and the Sag of expansion. And that's specifically relating for Virgo to these water houses, making it, again, very productive. So the earth placements in a nice angle for you are bringing this productivity. The fire and the water making steam is also making productivity. Now, these are at a little bit of an awkward angle for you, though. So that shows that there may be something to deal with in your close personal relationships, or, with your ancestral family or your family that you've built, that you have to sort of get to the bottom of. There may be some discussions that have to be had. There may be some air that has to be cleared. But like I said, they're in a good angle with each other. They're just in a little bit of an awkward angle for you, which means that you might have to just kind of get out of your comfort zone to deal with these things. And then before you know it, they'll pass and you can get on with it and, move into something where the stars are speaking your language more here with these earth transits. A great month for Virgo to have discussions about where you want to live, how your home is set up, how, if you want to do something to different to your home, have discussions with family and have family planning meetings, have financial discussions, plan for finances, think about the year ahead with investments, and, have those bigger picture type of subjects discussed. A great time for Virgos to attend to things that have to be dealt with, just like mundane stuff, repainting things, fixing old wood, getting appliances dealt with, just sort of shoring everything up to where, it's operating at the level that you want it to be, and that your sacred space around you is what you want to step into for the new year, and what plans you have to make in order to shift that alignment. Okay, so I've given you a lot of dates here, or at least several dates. If you want a lot more, go to anniehelpsyou.com, grab that free monthly written star report for December. If you want personalized reports from me to see what's going on in 2026 and beyond, go to Annie B. Clarity, Annie, the letter B, clarity.com. And if you want to learn astrology with me for any purpose, check out my epic Black Friday promo at beastropro.com, beastropro.com, where you'll get thousands of dollars of promos when you register for my Astrology Mastery Certification course. I hope you have a wonderful wrap up of your month, of your year, and I'll see you next month and see you next year. Bye for now.